Welcome to the latest culture-imbibing, ferret-holding, new console-getting episode of Nintendo TV News. Coming up in this week's episode, we're at the launch of the infinitely lovely new metallic red 3DS console, we speak to the London Philharmonic Orchestra about their favourite pieces of video game music, and spend the day on a farm with the makers of Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar. There's also a chance to win a copy of the game at the end of the show. I know we haven't had much of a summer over here in the UK, but Nintendo are intent on warming things up with their new Flame Red 3DS. See what we did? Flames are warm. Yeah. Until now, the 3DS console was only available in Cosmos Black and Aqua Blue, but Nintendo are releasing a different flavour of console in the form of this brand new metallic red number. The new Flame Red console is out now, just in time for Super Mario 3D Land, which launches on the UK on November the 18th. Best get saving up those shiny coins then. Alongside a certain mustachioed plumber man, one of the most memorable things about the Nintendo universe has to be the music. Whether it's the infectiously hummable original Super Mario Bros. Theme, or that old Russian ditty that is the Tetris music, Nintendo's back catalogue is packed with recognisable soundtracks. The London Philharmonic Orchestra performed a special concert called Video Game Heroes on London's South Bank recently, which was an evening dedicated to video game music from the last 30 years. We got an exclusive look at the guys and gals in the orchestra warming up for their big show. They played some of the best Nintendo themes to a sold-out crowd, and we caught up with the composer Andrew Skeet, who took over conducting duties on the night.
What I think about video game music, which is different from classical music and different from even sort of rock music and film, is that people really seem to associate it with not just the overall game, but a certain, version of the game. And you look online and you see people who they listen to music from, Final Fantasy V, and now you're on whatever 13, and they go, that was my favourite version, and I loved that game. And listening to the music reminds them, of everything about the game. It reminds them how it felt to play the game. It reminds them what they were even doing at that kind of stage in their life. I think it's quite emotional for people to hear the big themes. You must have heard them, thousands of times when you play, depending how good you are at the game, thousands of times when you play these games. So they become really sort of in the bloodstream, I think.
If you weren't able to make it to the concert, then don't worry, as the album, Video Game Heroes, will be available to buy soon, though you probably won't find it on the shelves in Morrison's. It can be a long old slog living in the city with its endless crowds, expanding buildings and more phone hacking incidents than all three of the Matrix films. It's important to get away from it all and relax, which is exactly the reason we spent the day down on a farm with the brand new DS game Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar. Our very own farmhand Gav Murphy got his hands dirty getting some exclusive interviews with the stars of the game.
So what was it like being in Harvest Moon, man?
Some of the animals had obviously let the success go to their heads and appeared quite unresponsive, so we grabbed Yen Hao from Rising Star Games instead. He told us all about the new game and explained what the bazaar is all about. Apparently it isn't just a funny word, but actually some kind of market system in the game.
So what you'll do is you'll spend Monday to Saturday farming and cooking, finding new recipes. Once you've done all that, every Sunday, it's like your Sunday market. The bazaar opens, you go in, you have your own stall, you ring your bell and people come up to you. And basically it's a little bit of challenges. So some characters would want a certain thing and they won't tell you exactly what you want. And the challenge is to find out what they want, how best to suit their needs and how to keep them happy, because that's the main thing. You're running a business now.
Yen's been playing the game for a while now and told us all about the struggles he faces as an independent farmer in the current economic climate.
I sell a lot of flowers for some reason. I honestly can't figure out why. Maybe in my game there's a lot of flower lovers.
If you're new to the Harvest Moon series, then where have you been? The series started way back in 1996 and has produced over 20 games and even 11 spin-off titles. That's a whole lot of farming. If you've never picked up a Harvest Moon title before, then Yen reckons Grand Bazaar could be the one that gets you hooked. Always wants to probe a little deeper.
Really?
We managed to get the answer to the question everybody wanted to know. What is Yen's favourite farmyard animal?
I love the goats. The goats are brilliant, and there's this one little sheep that's just gorgeous and lovely.
Don't worry if you spent all your G's on rock hammers and hoes, because we've got 3 copies of the game to give away. To be in with a chance of winning, tell us which item isn't available to sell in Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar. Is it A, a rock, B, a weed, C, a 1967 Ford Capri? To be in with a chance of winning, email your answer to onm@futurenet.com with the subject heading Harvest Moon Competition. Don't forget to include your address. Winners will be announced in the next episode. Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar is out now. We'd also like to congratulate the winners of our Star Fox 64 3D competition, Claire Ramsden, Kat Thomas and Simon Cox. A copy of the game is making its way across the galaxy to your lovely faces. That's your lot for this week, but join us again in the next episode where we'll be giving you the lowdown on the brand new Super Mario 3D Land and starting the countdown to Mario's arrival on the 3DS. Don't forget you can check out all the latest Nintendo TV news on our Facebook and Twitter pages. The next episode of Nintendo TV News will be live on your Wii's Nintendo channel from Friday the 21st of October.